We are back. We are live and in effect. I hope y'all missed me because I definitely missed you all. It has been a lot going on these past couple of weeks, but I am here. I'm excited. I'm always excited. Y'all hear how technology be doing me? That's so crazy. Like, why am I echoing like this? See what I mean, y'all? We just gonna get it together in 2025. I told you, technology be doing this thing, and I just be letting it. I don't even just be complaining, but
Okay. It was showing up in short eye.
hello, okay, just do your thing. But yeah, I am so excited to be back in the lounge, and I'm even more excited because tonight's topic, it's another one. Because I always say this, like these topics be near and dear to my heart. Because I shared with you all that I pick these topics because it's also a part of my journey. We oftentimes say that we're on our healing journey, our spiritual journey, and things of that nature. So I put these topics together because it is a part of who I am overall, just as a woman. But we're gonna dive deep into it a little bit further. I don't want to do too much, but I'm so excited, y'all, and I'll share why I'm even more excited to be back in the ladies' lounge. But all right, and scene. Welcome back to the Ladies Lounge. This is the space, y'all, where we keep it real, raw, and uncut. We have these conversations that just happen, okay? Just like technology just happens. I am your host. I hope y'all ain't forget about me. I'm Britt Danielle. And tonight we're diving into a powerful conversation that so many of us can relate to, embracing our natural beauty, protecting our crown, and walking boldly in confidence, y'all. I love that confidence talk. The topic for tonight is crown and confidence, natural hair care, and healthy growth. So we'll be talking about what it truly means to not only care for your hair, but also to nurture the confidence that comes with embracing our natural selves. I am beyond excited to be joined by a woman who is not only an expert in this area, but also a trailblazer in the natural hair care industry, y'all. Welcome, Andrea. She is the CEO of Maybe For You Naturals. She's here to share her wisdom, her tips for keeping our crowns healthy and thriving, and most importantly, that confidence of and just embracing our crown. So, as you know, y'all, grab your drinks, get settled in. Let's get into this inspiring conversation with Andrea. Before I pass it over to Andrea, so y'all can know a little bit more about her, here in the Ladies Lounge, we just have some house rules. We ask that you are respectful in the comments, ask us questions, engage actively, and most importantly, have fun, y'all. Because listen, why not? Why not have fun? Right? Life is too serious. We ain't come here to just sit and be boring. Like, just embrace it. Embrace it.
Right.
So, Andrea, tell us a little bit more about yourself and welcome to the Ladies Lounge.
Thank you. Hey, everybody. It's Natural Hair Care Extraordinaire here. Y'all always like to say, is it extraordinaire or extraordinaire? It's both.
Come on. Come
Okay?
on.
It's both. Because I bring all the extraness to the table. Okay?
Listen.
So the question you asked, who is Andrea? Pretty much where I started from. So Andrea is only child, born and raised in the Bronx of New York City, now in Florida. A mom of two, a grandma of four beautiful granddaughters,
Wow.
and a owner of a natural hair care and beard care business. I'm an ex cosmetologist, so I formerly was in the beauty space. I've been in different salon spaces. I've also did hair at home way before I started cosmetology school. Fun fact, most people don't know I was a barber first before I even started cosmetology school. I was doing cuts before I even had kids. So, yeah, so it's funny because I thought like, who wants to do hair? I'm not gonna be doing hair, and look at me, look at me deep in the
Look at
hair.
you.
Okay, so yeah,
I
that's
love it. Well, welcome, 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 welcome. And we're gonna dive a little bit deeper into Andrea's business here just in a few minutes of what it is that she do. But I always like to start off before we jump into the conversation, some a little icebreaker questions that definitely sets the scene. So Andrea, if your natural hair could talk today, what would it say?
Wow, it's funny you asked that question because recently I was looking in the mirror and I said, you know what? I never just looked in the mirror and wondered what would my hair say to me and what would I say to my hair. So I would say it would say, you you did it.
Mm.
You did it. And look at you now. Look at the strength. Look at the strands that your grandmother's hands once touched. Look at the hand, look at the styles that you are recreating that your aunties and your mama and other family members, cousins used to do. You know, that's what I look at. I look at when I see my hair and I see things that might be still trying to hold on, or strands that might be looking loose or not behaving and such. I say, you know what? That's a part of my life. You know, everything's not going to look all nice and neat. Everything ain't gonna be able to be slicked back with the finest product. You know, it might have to stand up and just stand out. And I'm
Yeah.
okay with that.
Right, right. I love that. So, oh, I love that when you talked about your ancestors and grandmothers. Like,
Yeah.
see, my thought process ain't go that deep. Now you got me sitting over here like I know my ancestors over here like, thank you God, she don't went she
Yeah,
don't
because
went
I
back
thought
to
about
her
that when I
roots.
looked at my hair. I said, you know what? You haven't cut your hair much. And I didn't do the big chop. And I look at my hair and I say, man, once, a lot of times when I was young, my grandmother touched this crown. You
Wow.
know,
Wow.
the gray hairs is growing in just like my grandmother's. You know, I see a lot of them when I look at myself.
Right. I love that. That is so like you really took me back because then now when you talk about grandmothers and stuff, like now my brain just went back to just sitting there, with the hot comb on the stove for Easter, or smelling of the blue magic and
Exactly.
thing of that nature, like just not having the chemicals in your hair at that time. So that was very nostalgic, your response.
Thank you.
Now, I didn't go deep on, my thought process on this one, but thank you for taking me there. Now I know if my hair could talk today, my hair probably is like, thank you, Lord, because especially with having these braids in, like, because I oftentimes do braids here and there to keep my hands out of my head because not that I do too much to it. Because I did go through the big chop when I decided to transition from relaxers to natural. And the transition of itself, like I felt so empowered when I did the big chop. Like I was nervous because of course now you're going into your natural roots and stuff like that. So it was like no longer that straight hair. But once I embraced it, it was just like, wow. It was like a newfound person,
Right.
that I've learned and everything like that. But I know today my hair is just like, I'm so happy you giving it a rest, Brittany. You keeping, I'm learning how to keep my hands out my head because I'm the
Yes,
type of person I like to try different like looks and things of that nature. And sometimes just letting your hair be just like how we need rest, so does our hair. And I'm
exactly.
learning that, especially if you want to grow it and and have that healthy strands of hair, but I know we'll get deeper into that later on in the
Okay.
topic. So I know my hair is just like, thank God we on vacation, okay? She done braided us up and she got them smaller, so she ain't got nothing. She ain't gonna touch us for a while, okay? So, and my next icebreaker question: when did you first feel truly crowned in your confidence with your natural hair?
I would say, hmm, that's a good question. I know I had some confidence, you know, growing up, of course, as a kid and then in adulthood, but sometimes you get tested a lot, especially when you're working in certain jobs and then you're thinking, okay, my hair is good, I'm gonna go, and then the job tells you, hey, you can't walk in here with that. You gotta change that hair color. You gotta change that hairstyle. Now you starting to second guess, why? Am I not looking professional? I do the job, you know, what's wrong? So then you start like, okay, now I'm not confident to be able to stand up to my supervisor, my employee, to say, hey, I still need to be accepted. This is equal opportunity employment, right? You know, so I think that's around the time when I started like, okay, I need to tell them you hired me for my skills, not for my appearance, not for my hairstyle. This is a
Right.
part of my culture. If you can accept it with another culture, you should be able to accept it with my culture. So once I started saying that and people are started to listen to it and not put my job at jeopardy by standing up and speaking out, then I knew, okay, I'm in this hair care and I'm realizing that I'm an advocate of it.
I love that. That Oh, that says a lot because we do often, if you understand what I'm saying, often
Mhm.
get judged based off of our hair, how we choose to wear it, the colors that we have. I oh gosh, my mom is gonna get me for this one, but I always have so many stories. And I remember when I first colored my hair, I had red. I always wanted red hair. And I was so excited to get this color. And everything. And that was just me doing something different. Now, if you have never colored your hair before, to go from black to any bright color, it is you go through a shock. And so I went through a shock personally myself. And so when I came home, I was so excited after I got over my shock and everything. And then my mom was just like, now how you gonna go to work with that hair? And I knew then that she didn't mean no harm by it,
Right,
although it did crush my little it crushed my little spirit at the time. But I understood what she meant, later on because you do often get judged by the color of your hair, how the hairstyles that you choose to wear when that is how we express ourselves oftentimes.
right,
Is through our hair. So it's interesting that, you brought that up. Now, for me, I've always been a natural girly in a sense, made, not as far as being natural, but just wearing my natural hair. So I grew up where the only time you put like weave or extension in your hair was when you were getting your hair braided. Or,
right,
it would be sometimes maybe where you would add some extensions just to, add some volume
right.
to the style that you're getting. But so I've always grew up wearing my natural hair. I've always wore wraps. That was my thing. But it wasn't until I went natural that it brought out a different side of where now I can wear my hair straight, but then I also could wear it curly. So I could wear it up, I could wear it out in a fro, to definitely embrace my true roots, if we want to take it back to Wakanda, I am going
Exactly.
to wear my natural hair, in that space, or I could straighten it out, and wear it. I still get to the different versatiles of looks. So for me, I have always been crowned in confidence when it came to my hair. But let's go deeper into this discussion tonight because I know
Okay.
everybody is so excited to talk about this. What is the mission and the vision behind maybe for you naturals?
My mission and vision, we've been doing a lot of tweaking, pivoting, because you always be on one journey and then all of a sudden, the most high God, whoever everyone out there believe in will show you other things that you need to be doing too. And I'm someone that I feel that always been spiritual even before I knew I was. So I listen a lot. I sit down in quietness a lot and try to find out what I'm supposed to do next. So with maybe for you naturals, I wanted women to be confident to show up as they are, being able to wear their natural hair, being empowered by it, but also being educated in the healthy alternative, the healthy ingredients, and be knowledgeable about reading the back of labels. Not stop buying off what you see on the front of the label. Okay? Because the front of the label is eye candy. The back is what's important. Okay. So, and I also want to encourage people that when you're thinking about doing your natural hair, styling your natural hair, It doesn't always have to be done in one setting, one
Mhm.
appointment, one sitting. We want to fast track everything in life. Fast food, everything's fast. And then that's why we getting stressed out. We have multiple children we taking care of. We have family members we're taking care of. Some of us taking care of more than one household, and we don't have time for self-care. We can't put it on our schedule to do our hair and all other needs. But when you can break it down in small bite-sized pieces, like my grandma would say, it's easier to digest. So that's what I like to teach people to do. Maybe one day you're doing your wash and condition. And then if it's just braiding 4 big plaits in it until tomorrow, where you could do a deep condition. Then maybe
Right.
the next day on Sunday, you do your hot oil treatment and massage. It makes it easier. Then your hair starts learning what you're asking it to do. It starts getting used to the regimen that you're doing, and you'll start seeing the hair start behaving, start getting more softer, starting to be shiny, starting to being able to be detangled without an issue, where it's an all night, all day thing.
Right.
So that's where I'm at with maybe for you naturals, mission and vision. But my business, I look at it a little different. I know people out there might say, okay, a hair care brand, a natural hair care and beard care brand, what makes you different? One, for just a little tip, my business named after my grandmother, Miss Jessie May. So that's where you
Mm.
get Baby for you naturals. She used to take me, my mom, my aunties, my cousin, all as a family gathering when we got our hair done. We didn't go solo. We went together as a family. So when the lady booked us, she knew she booked the St. John's family. That's what
Oh
it was.
wow.
We sat there and we waited on each other. And then we would get food from Sylvia's restaurant across the street from it on 125th Street in New York. So that type of thing was instilled in me because it showed community. It showed a home away from home. I seen people care about each other. I seen stylists remember the last time you was there and what appointments that you had coming up or what special occasion was coming up. I seen people be able to come in there and sell clothing, sell food. We had a man in the back that sold insurance, and it was
Mhm.
all different cultures right in the heart of Harlem, and I feel like in the beauty industry, a lot of that is missing. It's
Yeah.
missing nowadays. A lot of places like that is closing down. And I think that's why, to me, I feel the beauty industry is suffering a little bit. It's suffering a little bit. For it to be a $1 billion industry, we is parts of it that we lacking in, and its customer service is a big one. So with my brand, what makes me different is I think about those things. I think about how we can make a better impact. What is the next step for the beauty industry? What we can do to literally fill those gaps where it's
Hmm.
needed. It's really needed. Um, and for maybe for you naturals, I am the spokesperson for the ones that come wildly different. That's why if people look at my website, I have a zebra face on purpose because we're wildly different. When you sit there and really try to think about natural hair care, it's unexplainable, and you can't put a finger on it because it's all different. All of
Right.
us walk around with different natural hairstyles and we don't look the same. When you start putting people in a box, that's where you have problems. So I want to see the ones that their hair is looking like Angela Davis afro, because I rocked the afro for years, a mohawk afro, while I was in cosmetology school for 5 years before I even locked my hair. Um, I want to see the ones that might have free form locks. I want to see semi
Right.
free formers. I want to see micros. I want to see all of that. I don't want to just see the curly natural hairstyles because it's more than just that. I don't like the chart that they try to give us, but I just want us to literally because when you look at it, there's people out there like look at Bob Marley. Well, we would have acknowledged him if we didn't know who he was beforehand. Is a million of Bob Marleys out here that has that look.
Right.
but
Right.
he got
You're
that
right.
notoriety, you know? So those are the people that I would like to see step forward and be a part of my brand. That's the type of image I'm looking for. I'm not really looking for the ones that look like they stepped off the GQ magazine. I want the
Right.
wild and different because I think that there's space for you. There's space for you, and we need your voice. We need your voice. We need you out here.
I love that. Wildly different. I love it and how you use the analogy of the zebra because oftentimes and I'm sorry, shout out to Health and Wealth Advice by Granny. She put in he or she put in the chat. I noticed on some employers, the state they're not the state they do not want unusual hair colors if you're seeking employment. And so, to your point of what you're saying, we oftentimes have not embraced our natural selves because, just how other people view us, whether it's in, corporate America or down to even being in our own household, which is unfortunate because if you are wildly bold, embrace that, right? We don't oftentimes see it, like you said, whether you're scrolling through social media or in person, we don't often see people wearing or rocking their naturals too much. And it's like, why not embrace who you are? Now, I'm just gonna put it out here because we keep it raw and real in the ladies lounge. Your girl, I don't wear wigs. I don't have nothing against anybody who wears wigs. What I would like to see more of is you just underneath the wigs, I see a lot of people who don't have edges. I see a lot of people who are not taking care of their hair, right? Because the wig is just I'm gonna just be real. I can't help it. The When we put on wigs and things of that nature, we're also putting on a different character, personality. When you are rocking your natural hair, that is truly who you are, right? You are
Right.
embracing you. And then oftentimes too, like you still have to take care of your roots. So I do believe that it's okay to wear your wigs because ain't nothing, hey, it may be a wash and go time and you still got to jump up and go to work. Or you may have to run to the grocery store. So you may have a little wig cap or something that you do. You know what I'm saying? But underneath that, you still have to take care of your roots. And I think that's oftentimes where we have lost ourselves in doing that. I heard you say about in the hair salons, you and your family went together and how, hairstylists back then actually cared about the natural hair, right? Stylists
Exactly.
nowadays tell you to come with your hair already washed,
Exactly.
if you get in certain things, and nothing against that because their specialty is not in hair care. Their specialty is in hairstyles. And that's the difference between the two. So
Exactly.
what is it to take time out to go get your hair washed and conditioned, especially by somebody who knows what they're doing? If you don't know what you're doing, or we talk about self care oftentimes as well, that is a part of self care. Hearing you talk about being in the hair salon, like, okay, I've gotten spoiled. So I like my little individual, like, stylists that have their own room now instead of you being amongst other
The
women.
sweet. Mm-hmm.
The sweet, yes. I personally have gotten spoiled with that. I like it because I'm like, I don't really be wanting to be sitting amongst people watching me, transition, right? But now hearing you speak on it, it's like, but that was a place where women came together. We had conversations. We could laugh. We're not hating on each other. Matter of fact, that style looks really good on you. Or I'm gonna have to
Exactly.
try that next time. Or, like you said, I've had stylists growing up that was so close to me and my family that when I come in, they would ask me, how is school going? How is your son? Just it
Yeah.
was family oriented. And like you said too about the customer service. Anytime you are public facing, okay, your job title may not be customer service, but if you are public facing, you are a part of customer service. You have
Exactly.
people
You
now.
know, that's why I asked that question.
Yes.
Do you charge extra for customer service? Because that's what it's given.
Yes. Absolutely. And it's just, just hearing you talk, it really took me back. And I'm just sitting here like, I'm happy. I'm happy I grew up in the hair salon. I'm happy that I had a mother who was like, you know what? I don't really know what I'm doing too much, but I'm going to invest in taking my child to the hair salon and actually, taking care of her hair, because what that did for me was I found interest in it, so I can
Right.
keep up with certain things. Now I may not often want to do it, so I will pay to go get, a wash and blowout or a treatment. But thank God I have had hairstylists who have taught me along the way as well, how to um just maintain the my natural roots, you know,
Right.
and things of that nature. Um, but moving along, what are some common now I didn't say this, I didn't put this disclaimer out, but y'all, tonight's show is really Andrea's show. I'm just here to ask the questions because I'm learning as well. Uh, but in the hair care, with hair care, what are some common myths about natural hair?
That is unkept, is
Mm.
unclean. We must don't have family out there care about us. Um, do we have any tools at home, any combs and brushes? And, do we not have a job that can fund the fact that we can go to a salon to get our hair done? These are the things that I've heard here. Um, and it's sad, it's sad that we still fighting the same fight. It's sad that we have to have a law out there like the Crown Act to try to help protect certain things when it comes to natural hair. To a point, I get it. And when I say I get it, it's because, like I said, I think differently about a lot of things. It could be with age, it could be fact I'm a only child, so I gotta have the conversation with my own head at times. Um, to me, I feel like it's okay if you don't understand natural hair, you don't stand the culture behind it, but it's even better if you ask questions and not assume or go up and be rude about it or put your hands in people's hair, things like that. I don't expect you to know what the texture feel like or what it takes to maintain it, but I'm someone that people can come and ask questions. I don't dodge questions. I want other cultures to understand it and get it because just like I was saying about my logo being zebra print, a lot of people wonder, is she black owned? Okay, I'm black. Then I'll get the question, is it just for black people only? So I'm gonna put it out here for people that's listening to hear, and I'm gonna be doing more posts about it. I don't stress the fact if my products are for black only, and that's done on purpose. My products is for textured hair. If you have textured hair, that means these products work for you because when we focus on color, you forgetting. Just like the zebra, you don't know if it's a black horse with white stripes or a white horse with black stripes. They all are different. None is the same as the other, just like your own fingerprint. We are all different. So if I sit there and allow a person or myself think about if it's black or white, we forget about the people that's in between. And that's the biracial people. People that have the mixed family members in their house and they don't know where they fit in at. They don't
Right.
know what products to grab. Their complexion might look one way, but their texture is feeling different. And I've had clients like that. I've had customers like that, and I've had family members like that. So I knew that was a gap that needed to be filled.
Wow. I love that you said that, the in between, because that's mostly where we are forgotten is
Hmm.
the in between. Because like you said, we focus on the black and white, but that gray area is where, for me, in my opinion, I feel like that's where the meat and potatoes are. That's where you just get all of that good, just
Right.
goodness.
Because some people
It's
don't
right in
think
the
about
middle.
it. They're like, okay, my mom is black. Okay, I see her products is this, and then dad got this person on his bottles and they look like that. Okay, but what about me? I got both of that. You
Right.
know, because children, young adults, even older adults have issues with that and don't know how to speak up for that. So they walk around in circles in stores looking for a product that's never there, that
Yeah.
can't be seen.
That is so true. That is so true. I wanted to go to the chat because Health and Wealth has a question. Do you think we will go back to the Afro style?
I would love it. I wish we do. I really feel like even though I was born in the 70s, I feel like I was already a teenager and young adult in the 70s, because a lot of that history, the years back then, them loving their hair, everyone had a huge afro, you could walk
Hmm.
out in paisley mixed with stripes, mixed with polka dots, and lime green, and it was okay. Everyone was okay in their own creative way. And I see a lot of people trying to be creative and doing great at it, but you do have some cities and states that kind of, they still not okay with it. But I really would love to. I really would love that all hair cultures be shown. I
Right.
want to see all the hair cultures. It intrigues me about why some cultures wear the wraps on their head constantly, and they husband only see it. Like things like that
Right.
make you want to learn about why is that and why it's like we need to learn about it. A lot of times we battle back and forth with accepting things because you don't want to just sit down and learn about it.
That is so true. That is so true. I'm gonna answer that question too. I would love to see, like, I didn't grow up in the era of Afro, so I ain't come in the 70s. I'm in the 80s. But I would love to just see overall women embrace their natural beauty. And I know I'ma just call the action too for my fellas. A lot of it has to do with men and what they like. If men, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm talking to a lot of guys too. They are embracing the natural hair and
Yeah,
things of that nature, which would help of course I would want people to embrace you who you are, love yourself first. But I get it, if you have the men out there who are rooting for this, that often helps to keep women in their natural state because they are worshiping, certain hairstyles or certain things like that. I'm gonna be honest, I don't keep up with it because that for is too expensive. Being natural, being natural, listen, sometimes I be having my days where I'm up in here like it's a wash day. So like you said, when you twisting up your hair and you got your
hmm
conditioner on and stuff, it gets ugly, right? It's always not a pretty sight. But of course the outcome of it, you get your end results. But I would just love overall, like you said, just for us to embrace all of our natural styles. So whether you are
right.
wearing, that afro or you wearing it curly or whatever. I know looking at pictures, especially with my mom and brother in that era, growing up and seeing how we were, like we were beautiful. I'm not saying that we're not now, but just
Right.
naturally embracing yourself beautifully, it's okay to have the enhancements. I'm not sitting here saying that I'm against it completely because I wear lashes. Hello, I got extensions in my hair right now. Um, I just would like to see us embrace our natural selves a lot more than what we do now. And I know with the time that we're in and this generation coming up, I don't know what that would look like, but I think it would be we would need the help of the community to get back to that
Yes, like
that mental.
we should be further along. Just think about it. Back when I was little, like we had different shows, like Soul Train, different shows that showed people with the
Right.
afros and stuff constantly. I remember being a kid and used to watching videos like Earth, Wind, and Fire and stuff. And I'm like, I want to go on that mountaintop with everybody with their afro and they beads and they circles on their dress and they boots up to the knee. Like you thought that was a place to go.
Right.
You're not thinking it's just
Right.
a video because it just showed so much community and everybody's happy and singing a nice song and just all the different cultures together. That's one thing I missed about New York when I grew up. the fact that it's a melting pot, all them different cultures together, and
Right.
the acceptance of you walking out the house with what you got on, and I'm walking out what I got on, and it's okay. You know, that's what it should be. It's space for that. I mean, if you can make movies about this and that, why you can't have a person working at that job looking like that? It's okay for your movie,
Facts.
it's okay for your book, but it's not okay for your 9 to 5, your brick and mortar. I don't understand it, because that's who I'm
Right.
looking for. I'm looking for the people that you've been showing in the news articles, in the magazines, on the flyers, on the billboards, in the movies, in the books. But when I come into the job, everyone look like robotic. You know, everybody got to have on the button up and the white and the same shoes. It's places. Some of y'all don't even let us go purchase our own shoes. Like, we literally got to buy the shoes from your company or from you. It's like no individuality. And the thing when you said about the wigs, I same thing. I used to wear wigs back in the day. And I'm fine with wigs, because a lot of people like to ask me that. Are you against wigs? I'm not against wigs. What I want people to do, and remember that you have to care for your hair up under there. I'm against you wearing it as a wig hat. That's where I'm against it at. Because when you want to just put on the wig, or you're wearing extensions because you want a new look or a different look than what you normally wear and do, I get that. But when you're running out the door and you feel, hold up, where's my wig? You're grabbing it like you grab that same hat that you always put on every time you got to make a run. And now that's your crutch, because somewhere in
Yes.
your mind you feel you're walking out the door unpresentable.
Mm.
Unpresentable to who? Who you unpresentable to? Because me,
Right.
when people see me with my locks and got my 2 braids on the side, I did my growth challenge, I walked outside with that because I'm confident in me. I'm not walking out the door for you to tell me what you like about me. I know what I love about me. And that's what matters. I love the fact that I'm not like nobody else. I'm not like no other. I walk in my different shoes every day.
Right. I
And I
love
just
that.
want people to be familiar with that, because think about it. People wear the wigs. I get it. Just think of this thought. And I've said it on TikTok before, and I had guys really change stuff when I said this. You grabbing that wig every day, just like most men grab that hat, that favorite hat all the time. When the last time you washed it? You wondering why your hairline is receding back. You wonder why the perimeter of your hair is itching, why you're getting bumps all around your forehead and around your ears and the back of your neck constantly itch. When the last time you washed that hat? And have you ever washed the wig? Or you just put it on anytime you need to put it on? And I've been there, done that. Had wigs, you throw it in a bag, throw it in the same bag it came in with months ago, and then, oh, I know I got me an old wig in here somewhere. But as soon as you get that appointment, or that homegirl call you and need you to rush over to the house or go somewhere with her, you ain't thinking about deep conditioning that wig and restyling it and doing all of that. You throwing it on, and you pinning it down or gelling it down, and you out the door.
Yeah, that's true. Listen, like I said earlier, when it's my wash day, or I got some twisting, I will go outside. Now, of course, we're speaking on being presentable to the point of you
Right.
just not looking crazy, because like you said, like, right, we still love ourselves. So although we're saying don't go out the house, we're embracing like going out the house without that crutch, like you said,
Right.
and being more in your natural state, but in a presentable manner. Like, I love the twist. I love doing twists. I will
Mm-hmm.
go out in it. It is my go-to. When I first used to do it, I was just like, and then I had to realize. was like, I was just like, this is different. It's a little shorter than what I'm used to. But once I embraced it, then it was just like, oh honey, I go outside, I do my walks or whatever the case may be. Like you said, if you have to run to the store, if you got to do whatever you got to do, sometimes you just gonna catch a girl looking how we looking, right? But
Right.
still in a presentable manner. But we're talking about the healthcare and how important it is. What are some essential steps for taking care of your hair to keep it healthy?
Some is, let me turn this light on real quick. 1 second.
Okay. And I thank you all as we're having this commercial break for Andrea to turn on her light. I thank you all in the chat for being here with us on tonight, taking time out of your day. Thank you. I see you all. I just wanted to let you know really quickly, we have Tracy in the house. Shout out to Tracy. She says, when I tell you she is knowledgeable and such a great speaker, and she touched on every topic we need to pay attention to. Thank you, Tracy. That is what
Thank
tonight's
you.
episode is all about. She said, because the natural hair, if we're going to have that, we want to take care of it. But I definitely understand if we want to change our style and be versatile. Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. I don't, even though we keep it real raw and uncut here in the ladies lounge, it's also not to offend anyone. I don't have an issue, or I don't see an issue if you want to wear, those wigs and stuff like that. I change up my hair based off of how I feel. you
Right.
may get you may get different personalities that come with this hairstyle as well, right?
Right.
And it's all in having fun. I love to change my hair color and things like that. The only reason y'all have not seen me change my hair color, because I made a vow to myself that I want to grow my hair, and then once I get to my length that I want, then I was going to consider coloring it. But I just think that embracing your natural hair, like we talked about, if you are going to wear these wigs, um take care of your natural hair, take care of your roots, and it's going to take care of you. We're putting products on our head that is damaging to our scalps. Again, you wonder why we always blame it on stress, right? Oh, stress make my hair fall out, or the medications. And oftentimes it's how we take care of it. Right? We often say what you put out is what you get back. What you put on your hair is what you're gonna get back in return. So we have to
Right.
also consider that. And I understand everybody didn't grow up like us, where we had family members that cared about, keeping our hair up to date. I get that. But it's no excuse, because we have TikTok University, you have YouTube that can teach you these things if you want to learn. And this is why we have the Ladies Lounge, and we have Andrea who specializes in natural hair care products, because it is a thing. And I'm gonna let her get back to the question of the essential steps for keeping up with healthy hair.
Well, keeping up with healthy hair, first off, you have to figure out what your hair likes and what your hair don't like, what your hair loves and what it don't love. And it's trial and error. So a lot of times, most people might not know, you have to figure out if your hair likes the LCO method or the LOC method. LCO is liquid, cream, and oil, and LOC is liquid, oil, and cream. And that's going to tell you how you're layering your product. Every time, if you're textured hair, every time I do any step with involving hair, I'm going in with liquid. When I'm washing my hair, washing my grandkids' hair, we're using liquid first. That's why when you go to a stylist, she puts you in the shampoo bowl and run the water on your hair first. She don't put the shampoo in first. Your hair has to get moisturized first. Water is moisturizer. So you have to figure out that by doing it. If you realize, okay, I'm getting a lot of buildup, then flip it. Maybe it didn't like the cream first. Maybe it wants oil in your hair, then you go back in and seal it with a cream. With my hair, it likes liquid, then my cream, then my oil. So for locks, I'll do my moisturizer mist, then I go in with my lock and twist custard, then I go in with my infinity oil. That's what I do. Same thing with my grandkids and with my daughter's hair. Um, Also, people have to think about, a lot of times products might be working for you, but you might be dealing with, of course, eating healthy and drinking healthy. That plays a big part of it. But also, a lot of people don't realize their home or where they're washing their hair could have hard water. So if you're doing your hair and shampooing your hair with hot water, now the product can't penetrate through to the hair strands. So it's not technically the product. It could be because of the quality of water, and you wouldn't know that unless your water's tested or unless you have a filter on your sockets, on your sinks. But I'm gonna give a tip to people out there. You can use when you make it mist, whether you get my mist or not, because like I tell you, I don't gatekeep. I would love you to come over and purchase from maybe for you naturals, but my job, my purpose is to make sure you get the education on how to do it for yourself. I don't know what I don't judge anybody's pockets. I want to make sure you're at your healthiest state. I don't want you to be 50, 60, 70 years down the line, getting, attracting something or being told by a doctor you have something that you might have could have prevented 20 years prior. So that being said, if you want to make your own mist, you get you some distilled water. Don't use tap water. Tap water, you don't know what the quality of water coming out your sink. Plus, it'll have all kind of ingredients and stuff that you later on down the line you could have bacteria in the very product that you made, from the water that you have in there. Aloe vera juice, young. I know a lot of people say gel. Yeah, gel's good too. I'm telling y'all, aloe vera juice is so healthy for the hair strands. It's one of my main ingredient in my top seller since 2015. Okay. It's very beneficial for the hair. That's what you replace your water with the aloe vera juice, or you can do half and half and you can make your mist. Be familiar with hair oils. Find out what hair oils are good for you. And I'm just gonna go out there and say that I know some people gonna get me for this. Coconut oil ain't the go-to. Coconut oil is not always the go-to. I'm gonna tell you, coconut oil is sometiming. It's temperamental, okay? It could work for your hair in the summer, and then winter your hair don't like it no more. And you're wondering why your hair won't stay moisturized. It's because now your hair no longer likes coconut oil. And then it is
Wow.
a thing of people being allergic to coconut oil. There's many more oils out there that can do beneficial as coconut oil can.
And I'm
So
sorry,
for
you
people
all.
that ask me, no coconut oil in none of my products. That's how
And
strong
I'm
I'm.
sorry, I should have told y'all to grab y'all notepad because here in the ladies' lounge, we gonna drop these nuggets.
I'm gonna
And
drop
I just
them.
want to let y'all know I'm clutching my pearls when she said about this coconut oil because you hear
Mhm.
so many people talk about how good coconut oil is, but this is why conversations are so important. And I just okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I know some people but hurt they feel about coconut oil, but yeah, I got coconut oil in the house, y'all. But mostly I use it for is to base my area right before I'm doing color. That's it. It's not in any of my products.
Wow. And I'm going back to the chat because the chat is blowing up over here. Um, I have health and wealth advice by Granny. She says, "What about someone over 60 years old? What is good to use? Help us out here.
For your
My
hair,
60 and up."
the 60 and up, my Infinity Hair Growth Oil is look, it's running numbers. Is and it's because I number one, y'all, I want y'all to know with my products, I'm the home of the maceration process. If none of y'all seen my videos out there, it's important. A lot of people don't even know what that means. So let me break that down for you, then I'll answer their question. Maceration process means I don't add no heat when I'm making my products. And I do that on purpose because a lot of these herbs are sensitive to heat and a lot of the oils are sensitive to heat. You know the difference between you using a real fatty oil to fry some chicken versus a very light oil and now the house
Yes.
is burnt down and smoky. Okay, so I know that if I add heat, it could be a chance that I'm going to burn those oils or I'm going to lose the benefits in those herbs. So we do a cold process infusion, which all my products that have infused oils in it, I infuse it for 90 days. nothing less, because that's my formula that I created. That's when I seen the most powerful. And I mean, I just like to toot my own horn for that 90-day
Toot,
process
toot it.
infusion. And that infinity oil, getting to her question now, 40 plus herbs, and mainly because a lot of people say, why you put 40 herbs? There's oils out there with 2, 3, 4 herbs. I'm a family owned business. I infuse my family members in this business just like I infuse my products, right? And that being said, my family to your family, so I need to cover everybody in the family. You got babies come home with cradle cap. Moms don't know what to use. Are we supposed to use baby oil? Are we supposed to use Vaseline? Are we supposed to use Johnson and Johnson lotion? What are we supposed to put on that soft scalp, right? I have 4 granddaughters. I needed to know that. I have family members that's above 60 years old that's dealing with unruly gray hair, might be dealing with thinning, might be dealing with bald areas. The hair reacts different as you get older. Most people don't know
Right.
women is full of estrogen, but we have testosterone too. And this is why we develop beards, mustaches. As you get older, the estrogen declines and the testosterone increases. And that's what DHT comes involved. That's what DHT does, and it makes women lose hair in the middle of their head and towards the back of their head. Men, they get the receding hairline from DHT. So that's why my infinity oil has natural DHT blockers in it, because we don't want to be getting everything that's prescribed by a doctor in pill form. We want the natural way. So this is why the infinity hair growth oil has 40 plus herbs, because I need to benefit the babies. I need to benefit the adolescents, teens, that hormones is popping and they need stuff acting. Hey, we all know it. Then the ones that's young adults growing up. Then we have the family members that now is so full of stress, family things going on. They might be losing hair, they battling different things, scalp issues. And then we got the seniors that's often forgotten because all the family members out, and now they don't have nobody to help them care for their hair, and now their scalp is showing it.
Yeah.
So this is why Infinity Hair Growth Oil has 40 plus herbs and over 9 premium oils.
Well, there you have it, health and wealth. I hope that answers your question. And I'm with Tracy over here. We definitely gonna have to make us an appointment, right? Because listen, I'm learning so much over here. I'm just like in awe. You gonna have me, okay, you gonna have me go out and buy this filter for my faucet now, because now I need to know I don't know. Now I'm blaming the water over here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go out and buy me a filter. Now we got to say no to the coconut oil, and just it sounds like we just need to buy the Infinity products. Okay, that's just what it is. Okay, we're not just gonna make it any more complicated than what it needs to be. And this is why I just do believe that conversations are so important to have, because some of us did not have this in our households. And like what you said, we're going through the different changes in life. A lot of it does have to do with age. A lot of it does have to do with just the knowledge and things of that nature. So this is why these conversations are so important. Now, I know one thing that we love as human beings is something that's simple, sustainable. What are some how do you create simple and sustainable hair care routine? I don't know how to do hair. People who don't know how to do hair, people who have a family, like you said, we got to run out the house because we got to go to soccer practice or baseball or whatever, and we grab that go-to cap. But how do we create these routines?
You have to do it in bite-sized pieces, right? You have to realize, okay, for this is coming from a person that has a natural hair care business. I have locks for over going on 10 years. I'm 9.5 years now. My daughter's locks. I have 4 granddaughters, so I'm always doing hair, right? I come from a family full of women. So we seen hair a lot. You have to do it in bite-sized pieces. Don't always think everything have to be done to get in one sitting. You have a mom, as we do as moms, you can have 6 children and you are losing it trying to do all 6 kids' hair within a weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You trying to do everybody at the same time. Include your children in some of your decisions. You know, okay, mom has to do your hair, but you know what? I might be able to do your sister's hair. And let's see, who want their hair done first? Is it okay if I
Right.
do them on Friday and we get you Monday? You know, include them in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you having children and sometimes the hairstyle they want is so outrageous, you figure you're gonna be there all day. You feel like, you know what, I'm wrong because I gave them the choice. No, you give them a limited choice. Here go the 4 hairstyles. Which one you want your hair to look like? Which one you want this week? You don't just let them go and just choose anything that they bring up on social media, because of course they're gonna get the elaborate hairstyles, and now your whole weekend is tied up for doing that one hair, right? Deep condition, you can have a deep condition day. As long as you're not going to sleep with your hair soaking wet, you good. If you can wash your hair, condition it, and put it in some plaits, if you know that you and your family not going nowhere that weekend or that day, go ahead and plait it up, let it get some air, let it get a break, let it rest. If you got to get everybody a bonnet, they got their special bonnet, and you could have movie and popcorn and everybody's bonnet. Make it fun. Make it fun. You got those kids that's hard to comb their hair and think you have to make it fun. Tell them stories about when you got your hair done and what you didn't like. And you know, your mom said, yeah, you're gonna get these 2 ponytails because you don't want to sit still, and have a laugh and joke with them. When you sit and make it so serious, that's what makes it harder, because now they get
Yes.
sick. And then when you try to do it when you're already tired and you already aggravated, now you both of y'all sat down to participate in a something that's supposed to be a bonding moment in aggravation.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's not good for you and it's not good for your child. Now nobody likes the hair day. Nobody wants to get their hair done because it wasn't memorable. They didn't, it wasn't, you didn't set the atmosphere.
Right. Right.
That's all
I
you got
love
to
it.
do. Small parts. And that's what we do here. Okay. Okay. You and your sister, y'all gonna get your hair done Friday. We're gonna put in the ponytail tomorrow. We're gonna do deep condition. Everybody gonna get deep condition. Okay. And then we're not styling to the next day. But you already parted it. You could have greased the scalp. It's already ready. It's already sectioned. So some of the work is already done. Now you got your styling day for one day.
Right.
You did your detangle and everything else prior. But when you
Mhm.
sit there and try to wash, detangle, condition, style, yeah, it's a lot.
It is. It really is. And I love that you said make it fun, make it creative. You know, I definitely enjoyed that. My mom is gonna get me, y'all, but let me tell y'all how I ended up um getting into doing my own hair. Cause like you said, my mom had a routine. Every Sunday, after she cooked dinner, right before it's time for bed, it never fails. I used to watch Martin, sitting right on the living room floor while she used to do my hair for the week. And let me tell you, when I had enough was when she had put so much blue magic or whatever
Ultra
the
Sheen,
grease, yes, and the pink lotion.
there you
She
go.
put so much on my hair, y'all, and put it in these little ponytails because she was sick of me, right? So she would put it in these little ponytails and she would twist it in. And my twist used to go every which way because it was so stiff. I knew then. I was like, we need to get it together because this ain't the way, right? But like you said, even though she gonna get me, y'all, and I love you, mom, but like you said, it was memorable because that was time that I got to spend with my mom. I grew up, I ain't like my hair comb. I was very tenderhead. It just wasn't my thing to just sit down and do at the time. But the memories that came with it, the time that was spent, that's my truth, my story of I just was sick of it. I was like, you know what? I'm happy she started taking me to a hair salon. And then I started getting into it. But I love what you said about, if you know that you're not going anywhere, is where you can really take time on your hair. Right,
Mhm.
like you said, break it down to where it's in bite size, so it's not so overwhelming, especially when you have a lot of hair as well. I love that you said you start with the water process. And you work your way through that. Sometimes I've had it where I fell asleep with my conditioner on, woke up, washed it out, and then just go with the next step all in the same day. But and when you do it that way, you really, really embrace the whole self-care. And don't look at it as a task. It's a lot of fun when you really, really get into it,
It
and
is.
create those healthy routines. But y'all, we have come up to the end. See how fast this conversation be going? It's just this the part I just be like, I don't like saying, see y'all later. But this conversation was just everything. And we don't leave without again dropping any nuggets to our listeners. But Andrea, what advice do you have for women who are struggling with hair confidence? Because that is a thing.
I would say definitely always get you a buddy, someone that really knows how to talk with you and not at you is a difference. Start really, I want you to look in the mirror and really see something more, like look further than just what you see in that mirror. See your history, see of what helped made you, see why you still here. You'll find encouragement in that. You'll find confidence in that. If you got children, you got family members that depend on you, think about why they lean on you so hard. Why are you always the go-to, the one always giving advice? You'll find confidence in that. You'll be able to get up and get dressed and see the beauty inside yourself. And remember, you're not here to look like everybody else. Stop trying to make yourself look like other people. Stop trying to achieve the hairstyles that you see other people achieve, and start listening to your own scalp and hair, and it will tell you and show you exactly the way it's supposed to be.
Yes, I love that. I love it. And I think for me, the advice I would give to women who are struggling with the hair confidence is start embracing it. Just start embracing, like you said. I love that you said, get in that mirror, love who you are. And you would be surprised, once you start embracing it and stop talking, because we are our worst critics, right? But once you start loving on yourself a lot more, especially when it comes to your hair will love you back. And it's just like the compliments or days where you just think I look crazy, right? Those are the days that you get the best compliments ever. I'm telling you,
Look,
it's
don't
true.
think because I got a natural hair care brand, I don't see it and think, I said, now why this lock sticking way up here to the heavens? What? I do the same
Hello?
thing.
Right.
I do the same thing, but then I also embrace, like, okay, that one's sticking up. You just want to stand out and be in your own realm. Okay, I ain't gonna force you to pin you down and do this. How many of us got different sores, scalps, and stuff from having a million and one hairpins trying to hold us
Right.
down?
Right. Right. No, absolutely. Absolutely. And hair confidence comes also too with investment. Right?
Yeah.
Like, and we have to be real, right? How when you really sit back and you look, how much money we spending on DoorDash, how much money we spending on just unnecessary things that really is not going to last long. I'm not going to share with y'all how much I paid for these extra small knotless because that's neither here nor there because I paid for it. I didn't complain about it, but I knew that these knotless are going to it's an investment. It's going to last. I want to keep my hands out my head. It's a reason behind it, right? I'll go pay $90 to $100 to go get a wash and a blowout because I know that it's an investment and things of that nature. We just have to redirect what we are investing in. I'm not saying there's
Right.
anything wrong with DoorDash because I'm guilty of it. Okay. I will order me a DoorDash real quick. However, if we want and we, again, what you put out is what you get in return. So invest in your hair. That builds that confidence. If you don't know nothing of what we talked about tonight and you just say, you know what, I heard Andrea and Brittany, they sound like they got it together because they know what they're doing. That's just not for me. Book an appointment,
Right.
because I know Andrea gonna drop her social media platform and website and all that stuff before we get out of here. Because I got some people saying they want to connect with you, but that's where you start. That's where you build your hair confidence. You don't have to have it all together.
Right.
We just giving tips on how you can make it to your next appointment and how beautiful you are when you just embrace yourself naturally. So before we leave out of here, Andrea, if you can share where we can find you, where we can order products, because we want to know. Okay, we want to get rid of this coconut oil and use what we supposed to, these 40 herbs. We over here using the wrong stuff, y'all.
Let me tell you guys, I'm natural hair care extraordinaire on all platforms. Y'all know I'm getting this YouTube together, y'all. So bear with me. I'm over there on TikTok. We have everything in the bio. My website is www.maybeforyounaturals.com. So maybe for you naturals. So that's MAE letter B number 4 letter U and naturals. Okay. And you put that in. I'm everywhere so far that I can be. Okay, and my products are there. Everything's in the bio. And real quick, don't if you someone that wants to start a natural hair care line, I'm gonna be coaching. I'm gonna be mentoring soon. Y'all need to get with me. You someone that, hey, I need help with ebooks, digital products, how to style hair. Get with me. I got digital products. You looking for natural hair expos, how to show up in your county, in your city and state, and join other natural hair people. You someone that's dealing with discrimination at your employer place, and you don't know the address and contact information to get that equal opportunity employment going on. So yeah, I'm a
Oh
part
no.
of that. Also, the Crown Act, if you don't know, that is something that I would love for all of y'all. If natural hair is important to you, to get on there and sign their ballots, because we're only in 27 states. Every state has not signed. Florida has not signed. Some people have signed and tried to change what the law said. Some of your students, your kids, can still get kicked out of school if they're wearing natural hair. Some of it is in the policies of the school to not be accepted, just like you can be denied certain jobs for your natural hair. So I'm a part of that. And I got my own movement started too, Strands to the Streets. So I got a lot of things going on, and I really would like y'all to be a part of it and be a part of this journey along with me.
I'm telling y'all, listen, if you are new here and you are true here, listen, I told y'all the whole importance of the ladies lounge is to have these conversations because we have the resources within our own community. You hear it here. These are conversations that we need to have. I'm here to just share, just share it and give it to you. Like they say, you could take the horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. So every guest that I invite on often shares themselves with them and how you can connect. It's up to you if you are going to utilize that the resources that's given to you. But let me tell you something, y'all. What an incredible conversation tonight, Andrea. Thank you so much for joining us, for
Thank
sharing your
you.
knowledge, your passion and expertise on natural hair care, healthy growth. I just think it's so important too that people have conversations with who's behind the product, like it was said in the chat, right? And give receipts. We
Yeah.
scroll through social media, we'll listen to people that we don't know. So this is what the Ladies Now podcast is about, and it's not only for women, it's also for my men as well. It's just for all of us to come together and have these conversations. Andrea, you've truly reminded us of the confidence that starts with our crown that flows through every part of who we are. To my Ladies Lounge family, shout out to you all for taking time out of your evening to just come sit and listen to us, laugh with us, share your thoughts and products that y'all use. I see the bergamot in the chat, you know. Man, listen, that took me back seeing that as well. I'm always hoping that you're walking away inspired, informed, and ready to give your hair and yourself the love and care it deserves. So remember, embracing your natural beauty is a journey, and you don't have to do it alone. As Andrea
No.
she has just opened herself up, and you all, I just shared me cutting my hair. On cutting my bangs like on YouTube, and I share my journey of me just getting my hair done because oftentimes it's just something that I hope that women just know that you can embrace yourself. Ain't nothing wrong with getting your hair done, doing your natural hair. There's nothing wrong with any of it. Andrea, again, we appreciate the work that you are doing with Maybe For You Naturals, and we'll be cheering you on every step. And tonight, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the Ladies Lounge on YouTube so you don't miss any other future conversations. Turn those notification bells on, you all. Share this episode with a friend. Let's get the connections going. Let's get these hair growing, roots healthy, and everything. Share with a friend who needs a little extra confidence in their crown. This is an open invite to each and every one of you who would like to come on and be a special guest and a part of the Ladies Lounge podcast to have these conversations, share the knowledge. We don't gatekeep around here. I heard Andrea say it tonight. We do not gatekeep because we're not going to get anywhere in life. We're all trying to get to that next level, and we cannot do it alone. So just to let you know, in this space, we don't shrink, we shine. We don't compete, we connect. And we don't just talk, we grow, y'all. This is the Ladies Lounge where everyone has a voice, everyone has a story that has power. I am your host, Britt Danielle. I will see you all next Wednesday. I have missed you all, y'all. It has been a lot going on in a good way. I was sharing with Andrea before, we started here. Y'all, I shared with you all. I got a senior. Pray for me, okay? Ain't nothing wrong. He expensive right now. And I'm just really, really excited. I'll be traveling. We doing some senior pictures this weekend, and it just celebrating life. My best friend's birthday coming up. Shout out to her. We're celebrating her birthday another year around the sun. And I am just so grateful for each and every one of you all who are watching this, whether you're watching it live or whether you're watching it as a rebroadcast. I'm grateful for each one of you all. I will see y'all in fall. Can y'all believe like Sunday's the last day of summer?
I
That's
know
crazy, right?
already.
Like we really about to be saying Merry Christmas and Happy New Year in a minute. But I
Already.
appreciate each one of you all. I hope you have an amazing and safe week. Remember to catch all past episodes if you are new here, and make sure you connect with me. You can find me in the TikTok streets. I'm on Facebook, heck,
Okay.
YouTube. I'm everywhere. This is, and honestly, this is how I met Andrea, was on
Exactly.
TikTok. So just like like I tell y'all better get on board, or you gonna
Yeah.
go get what they
And y'all
say. The
better
train
come
is
over there
moving.
because we be dropping gems and we be live and doing a
Hello,
lot of things.
hello. We are saving edges and all. Okay, we
Oh,
doing
and
it all.
all.
But if
Growing in
nobody told
all
you
ways.
today, hello. And if nobody told you today, let me be the first to say that I love you all. I am proud of you all. And until next time.